His heart, specifically his heart, lays somewhere conscious and alone, far down below him like a lamp in night. Because he has come here as an incarnate, his heart now is the night. Rendezvous with the night, the pilgrim of the night. His heart lays somewhere conscious and alone, far down below him, like a lamp in night. What a beautiful simile, and how felicitous simile, see. What a felicitous simile. Down below him, like a lamp in night. Down below him, because he is two self, and his heart is now down below him. Far down below him, like a lamp in night. Abandoned it lay, that heart, alone, imperishable, immobile with excess of passionate will. So this heart is immobile yet full of passionate will. His heart is full of will. It has come for a purpose. Yes, his living, sacrifice and offered heart, absorbed in adoration mystical, turn to his far off fount of light and love, to his far off fount of light and love. So this mystical heart which is here now is turning back the divine heart.
Isn't it when the mother says the Sri Aurobindo is the avatar which is always in the...
No. Now here in the case of Ashwapati, this is specifically for the case of Ashwapati. So he is here in this world as an incarnate. So it is seeking its own source back, its own source far off, fount of light and love. From there, it has taken a position in the struggling world. And here now he is seeking the fount of light and love. That is where his original station is. In the case of the incarnate here, basically, it means that he is seeking the divine power, the divine Shakti, as the source of light and love. The divine Shakti as the source of light and love. Because he has taken a position in this world here. Turn to his far off fount of light and love. To the luminous stillness of his mute appeal, to the luminous stillness of his heart, Mute appeal, it looked up to the heights it could not see. It looked up to the heights it could not see. That heart, it yearned from the longing depths. It could not live. Do not allow him to live. That longing heart. It yearned from the longing depths. It could not live. In the center of its vast and faithful trance. Faithful trance. In the center of its vast and faithful trance. That is the mystic sleep, Sushupti, the causal sleep, in the center of its vast and mystic, faithful trance, halfway between his free and fallen selves. Yeah, he cannot be more explicit than that. See, halfway between his free up there and his fallen self is there down below, interceding twixt God's day and the mortal's night, accepting worship as a single law, accepting worship as its, of course, again, hearts. What is the law of the heart? Single law. Accepting bliss as the sole cause of things. Yes, bliss is the real cause of everything, Ananda. It came from Ananda, it lives in Ananda, it goes back to Ananda. Refusing the austere joy which none can share. He does not want that joy for himself. None can. If it is only his own joy, he does not want that joy. He wants joy for everybody. Yes. Single, accepting bliss, the sole cause of things, refusing the austere joy which none can share, refusing the calm that lives for calm alone. I don't want that. To her, it turned to her. See, he says, no, to her, far off fount of light and love, to her, it turned. His heart turned to her. For whom you will to be. That is his longing. See, unless that tremendous wish is there that she must come and live in him, she won't come. She won't come. There has to be an aspiration, there has to be great invocation from here for her to come down. She needs an invitation, a very sincere, genuine, authentic invitation, then only she would come. Otherwise, sorry. To her it turned, for whom it will to be. Again, the monosyllabic line is, to her it turned, for whom it will to be. To her it turned, for whom it will to be. In the passion of his solitary dream, it lay like a closed, soundless oratory. Again that heart, it lay like a closed, soundless oratory. Where sleeps a consecrated argent floor, lit by single and trembling ray, and an invisible presence kneels in prayer. So this is the Christian church image. Oratory. So that big hall is there in front of the altar in a church. That is what is called oratory. So his heart has become oratory, soundless oratory. The passion of his solitary dream, it lay like a closed, soundless oratory. Absolutely no, still, quiet oratory in the church. There sleeps a consecrated argent floor. So that floor itself is an argent floor. It is not a marble floor of our churches. It is an argent floor, silver floor.
Everywhere. It is
Heart. His heart. His heart has become that floor for her to come and walk down. His passion, in the passion of his orator's solitary dream, it lay like a closed, soundless oratory. There sleeps a consecrated argent floor lit by single and untrembling ray, and an invisible presence kneels in prayer. It is there that the presence itself comes and kneels. So this is a complete image of a church, cathedral church, floor. This is correct image, no? Pardon? Absolutely fantastic. And how detailed she is. Absolutely fantastic.
It's just one sentence.
Soundless oratory. You see, that floor is there, does not make any sound at all. It is argent, and it is luminous, lit by an untrembling ray.
Yeah, the presence himself is doing.
Yeah. And on that floor, then the presence is dealing. So if you want to go to church, it is this which should happen.
Yeah, exactly.
It is this should happen, you see. Now, the Shiaventu's early association with the Christian background and all that, how detailed he has given this description. Otherwise, it is impossible to give, see. He grew in his childhood in a Christian atmosphere, totally. Shiaventu in Manchester.
In the school?
In Manchester, he was staying with the Druid, you see. He himself was a priest. He himself was a priest. Druid, yes, of course. Yeah. No. Druid, where he was staying, in Manchester. Shebando was staying in the house of a friend. In the house of a friend of his father, you see. Yeah, he was a priest. And it is he who introduced Shebando to Greek and Latin. Yeah, Greek and Latin. So that whole atmosphere is there completely. See. So he grew up in a totally Christian atmosphere without becoming a Christian. A formal Christian, so to say.
What does an Indian at that time know Greek and Latin? It has no relation with the Indian history
But he was in
and the
London.
mythology. I mean, in the West, there was a high caste sort of language and all, but in the
But
East,
I think there is something very
nothing
remarkable.
here.
There is something very remarkable about his father. You see, whatever be, I mean, his father wanted a certain kind of, you see. So, the soul had chosen proper parents. It was necessary for him to get the complete Western background for his work, you see. And totally westernized, you see. On some deep breast of liberating peace, all else was satisfied with quietude. This only knew there was a truth beyond all this. But what that truth, nobody knows. All other parts. Now, this was as far as his heart is concerned. His heart has become oratory, and on that oratory now the presence is kneeling, you see. Now, what about the other parts? All other parts were dumb in centered sleep. They were also in the causal state, centered sleep, that mystic sleep. All the other parts of his being, they were also in that causal state, physical parts, consenting to the slow, deliberate power which tolerates the worst error and is grieved. Which tolerates the worst error and its grieved. It stands for world here. Consenting to the cosmic long delay. Who is consenting? The deliberate power. Timelessly waiting to the patient ears. Again, what a beautiful. Timelessly waiting to the patient ears. Timelessly waiting to the patient ears. Timelessly waiting to the patient ears. Her coming, they and us. Her coming, that power. Her coming, these other parts. They had asked for earth and men, not for themselves, but for earth and men. This was a fiery point that called her now. So, unless that tremendous invocation is there, she won't come. Everything has gathered into that pratna consciousness in the causal state. When the causal state is ready, she finds that everything is all right, then she might oblige to come. Causal, in the seed state, everything has to happen there. See. This was the fiery point that called her, yeah. Centered sleep. Oh, centered sleep, say what we saw earlier, the mystic sleep, the causal sleep. Causal sleep. Dumb. See, his heart is open, his memory is there, but all the other parts are dumb. They are dumb.
But mystic sleep is prajna.
Sleep itself is pratnya in the technical term. Mystic he has qualified from other kind of sleeps in English. Mystic sleep is pratnya, sushupti or causal state. Causal state. No, that is for as far as the heart is concerned. Now, what about the other members?
It's not the same.
No, other members should also be ready. Not only this alone. The call has to be a kind of an integral call. Her coming, they, see, that was it. They had asked for earth and man. When they ask, then it becomes a fiery point. Then it becomes a kind of compulsion for her to oblige and respond. She must come and respond at that point. This was the fiery point. They called her now.
Yes.
Maybe we can ask.
Her he has already defined that source of love and light.
They had asked. They, the other parts.
Yeah, they stand for other parts.
The heart and the
For that reason, she has to come.
Not the heart. The other.
the heart is already there. How can it be?
He has given the description of the heart first. It has become a silent oratory, open, lit by an untrembling ray. Now other parts, they have gathered now into mystic sleep, and they are also invoking, yes, come, come, love and light, the source of love and light. That her stands for that source of love and light. Her, called her, source of love and light. See, he has traced the whole thing. It started from the inconscience, indeterminate, and all that. It has come to this point, the causality. So, in one sweep, in a couple of sentences, he has described the entire course of evolution and manifestation.